Welcome to Pardon the Intermission, a podcast that takes a look at movies, TV, and all things entertainment from the past, the present, and the future. Remember to subscribe and like the podcast and give a review. This helps out the podcast and is greatly appreciated. Now on to the show.
Yes. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Pardon the Intermission. This is Eric along with my special guest again. We saw another movie. As a matter of fact, today we saw a movie that just got released a couple of days ago. We wanted to do a movie review. What movie was that, Millie? Superman. Yeah, so I'm here with Millie, my daughter, and I'm here with my lovely wife, Jennifer. What'd you guys think of the movie? Let's do a non-spoiler review. We'll start off with that, and then maybe we can get into a little bit deeper with some deeper ideas and deeper stuff about the movie. But we'll do non-spoiler, just overall. What did you guys think about the movie? Would you go back to see it? What would you rate it? All those good questions.
I loved it, and I'm waiting to watch it again.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would give it. I would say a strong 9 out of 10.
Wow, 9 out of 10. Boy, that's pretty good. What about you, Millie? What did you think about the movie?
I thought it was good, and as Mom said, I'd watch it again.
You would watch it again. Yeah, you were pretty excited about it overall. After, I'm talking about when you saw it, not before, because actually for you we haven't really introduced you to Superman yet. You haven't known that character, have you?
I have known it, but I haven't watched anything about it.
You just know who he is, just a
Yeah.
basic idea, but you haven't seen anything about him, like where he came from, how he got his powers, all that, right? And I kind of had to explain it to you. And as a matter of fact, we're watching the original. Well, I say the original for me, the '78 Superman the movie version with Christopher Reeve right now. So, what would you give it, Millie? What would you out of 10? What would you say?
My honest opinion, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Wow, that deserves a... Yeah. Look at that. That's amazing. All right, good. Okay, I'm going to say for myself, I did enjoy it. I think it did have a few problems, and we'll get into that. Overall, I'd say I'd probably give it about a 7 out of 10. For the movie, I definitely think it was. I think it was a good family movie. Once again, I think it's good for the family. I think it was very watchable. The runtime didn't seem too long. It kept me engaged pretty much the whole time. And like I said, we'll get into a few of those problems though, as far as the way the movie was put together. But overall, yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I see you had something you wanted to say, Millie. What is it?
Yeah, I forgot to say this, but no parts made me tired of watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't dozing the whole time.
You weren't, huh? I saw you pretty much, and you were leaning over, and I was kind of explaining certain things to you, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so that's our non-spoiler review. I think it's good for the family, and as a matter of fact, we also have in the podcast room here, in studio, we have our dog as well with us, so you may hear some dog throwing some stuff around, kind of like Crypto in the movie, huh? Spoilers! Guess what? We're gonna get to the spoiler section right now. So anyway, what are you looking for? The Crypto? Okay, we did. Yes. Your dad broke down and bought a Crypto dog at the movie theater, right? Oh, she wants it, but she can't reach it. Yeah, I have it on my shelf already of collectibles. It's put away, and you can't touch it. No, we'll let you have it here in a little bit. Okay, let's get to the spoilers section of it now. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, you don't want to know anything about the movie, please put us on pause and go watch the movie, and then come back and listen and see if you agree with what we have to say about it. If not, if you just want to hear how the movie went and some of the things about the movie, then keep listening. So, Jennifer, what did you think overall about the story? Now, the movie itself kind of jumps into, it doesn't give us an origin story. It kind of did a couple of flashbacks, but it doesn't give us necessarily an origin story of Superman. Over. Yeah, which I liked, as a matter of fact. I mean, how many times do we need to see why Superman is Superman. We already kind of, most people know that. That's general knowledge.
It had a preface in the beginning and a little introduction, a little description. Okay, this is what happened so many years ago.
In text.
Right.
It was on the screen.
Right.
It was written
It was
down.
like a little preface.
Yeah.
This is what happened, so long ago, so many decades, and then it just went down the line up until, a minute ago. He failed on his latest mission, so it kind of gives you a little preface. It kind of gives you some context of what's going on, and then it kind of led into, why am my mind is blank right now in regards to
What do you mean? Let it
the newspaper. It goes right into the
Daily Planet?
the Daily Planet,
and the situation there.
and just jumps. It kind of jumps right on in.
And it also, it doesn't, I'll say this too, as far, Millie, you kind of made this point. The original, the one that we were watching right now, the original 78 movie, the old Superman movie, you kind of made the point that with the new one, obviously Superman and Lois Lane are already in a relationship, and you said you kind of wish that he was still Clark
Yeah.
Kent, nobody knew who he was.
Yeah, and then he told her that he was Superman.
Yeah,
I
you
wish they put that in.
You just wish they kind of
Well,
would
that
have.
Yeah.
wasn't Superman 2. Then she had already known, right?
Yeah,
Superman 2, she had already known that Clark Kent was Superman.
Yeah, in Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve, yeah, that one, he actually gives up his powers, if I remember correctly. I think that's the one where he gives up his powers to be in a relation, and he wants to be in a relationship with her and have a regular, marriage and just be a regular person. So yeah, but he does tell her, yeah, in that one, who he is. So you kind of wish that would happen. Now, did you get lost, Millie, at all in the beginning? Did you feel like you were maybe a little lost as to what was going on? Did it take you a minute to catch up? Because you didn't know anything previous or a lot about Superman previous?
Well, I did know stuff about Superman because we watched the 78 one a long time back, but I
Okay.
barely remember it.
Like a year ago.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm just asking, did you feel lost, or did you kind of feel like the story, like, oh no, you kind of jumped in and you were right along with the story?
I kind of knew what this story was.
Okay. I think a lot of people had a problem with how the movie opened up with him, basically falling in the ice, right? It's like he lost that fight. And if anybody's seen the trailer of where he's like all beat up and he falls in the ice or the snow there, and he calls for Crypto, that's how the movie essentially starts. That's how we get to see him.
The actual star of the film.
Yeah, the actual start of the film.
Crypto.
So it kind of just jumps right into the action. So I think typical James Gunn style of movie. It kind of just throws you right into the action. It doesn't give you time to kind of warm up to it, which was fine. I think it worked fine. I had no problems with it. Yeah. What'd you guys think overall? Would you think as far as the story pacing?
Oh, I think it was great. I don't think there was a time where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm checking my watch. What time is it? It had the right ebbs and flows. And, it had in the beginning where, the specific things happened, rock bottom, and then it kind of build back up. And, it was time just right. But you can tell for some reason in the back of my mind, I thought this must have been a longer film, and they cut a lot of scenes. I feel like they cut a lot of scenes.
Yeah.
Because when they went to the Daily Planet, I'm like, gosh, this is like a main character, this guy, and he didn't really have a lot of dialogue. I'm like, I wonder if
Which one were you talking about?
the main guy for the Daily Planet, the main character,
Oh, you're talking about the I don't know. Is
not
he the,
Lois Lane, but
Is he the editor?
the editor.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the cast list here. I'm trying to think of which one he was. But okay, but you're just saying that they just kind of basically jumped right into it.
I feel like there was. Oops.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
No, I feel like there was a lot of scenes that they might have cut out to make it, a 2-hour movie, that it wasn't too long. They didn't fall into that whole trap of Wonder Woman. They don't want to. I think it was very simple.
Yeah.
Very easy to watch. You can take your family and be entertained. And I think that was the goal, and I think it was achieved. I think it was your typical James Gunn film, and he did a phenomenal job. Whereas all the DC films prior, I didn't really feel engaged or entertained. I thought they were too long. I wasn't interested. This one, I'm engaged. I want to watch the film again. I care about the characters. I want to see more.
Yeah.
So I think it achieved what it needed to achieve.
Okay. What about you, Melanie? What did you think? Did you think the pacing was a little too fast? Maybe jumped around a little too much, or what? What did you think overall, or was it fine for you?
It was fine for me.
Okay. No complaints.
No.
All right, good. Yeah. Good. That's good to hear. Yeah, I think for me, here's the thing I'm going to say about that. I agree with you, Jennifer. I think that sometimes the pacing, it seemed like it was just supercut. And it was just like from one thing, boom, 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 one thing to the other, to the other, to the other. And sometimes it didn't really leave you any time to breathe, I think. Uh-oh, we got our own little crypto under the table now. She's
Right. I think there are some scenes that were kind of cut out, I feel like.
Oh my gosh. Oops. Bailey, hold on. We'll be right back, folks. Okay, for me, so I think it just seemed to be cut awful fast. And like you said, they did cut a lot out of it seemed like they cut a lot out of it, maybe for the runtime. I'm not sure why. I think they could have even taken a little more time sometimes with the more sensitive moments. I think that's the problem too, is that sometimes there were like some moments between Lois and Superman, and they could have taken a little more time with it and just let it stew a little bit, and not it seem like rushed and then boom, we're just right into the next thing. I've heard people complain about that with James Gunn, that he seems to have a problem with that. He always has to throw in a joke, or anytime there's something that becomes real. A real emotional moment, then he has to do a joke, or do this or do that.
With the Mr. Terrific in the garage in his vehicle, his flying.
I think
vehicle.
that was funny though. Some people
cute.
complained about that was a waste of time to see that garage.
It was
go
almost
up.
like an elevator scene. It's almost like the scene in Spider-Man, the elevator scene, and he's in there. Spider-Man's in there, like with the music, waiting, the awkward silence.
Yeah,
it was that type of a scene, but it
was
very relatable.
Yeah. I thought that was appropriate. That was fine. I think for me, like one of the scenes that I think would have had more impact is when. After Superman's, so essentially what happens in the movie, like I said, there's going to be spoilers. Lex Luthor, which is played by Nicholas Hoult, which did an amazing job, by the way. He was an amazing Lex Luthor. I think the main cast was really well. Let me just state that real quick. They did real well. We'll go into that in a little bit, but so essentially, he wants to destroy Superman by turning the world against Superman, saying that his parents wanted him. He had half the message that said you need to help these people on Earth and this and that, and the other half got damaged. Well, Lex Luthor finds this message, and they repair the other half of the message, supposedly. I guess we never really found out if that was really the true message or not. But anyway,
I think it was, and they took it out of context.
But yeah, so basically, and then the second half, Lex Luthor releases, which to the world, saying that Superman's supposed to take over. And and basically these people are weak, and they're and all this, and so that the world turns against him, essentially. And then so he's going through a crisis. Superman is, and there's a moment where he comes in and he's talking to Lois. Remember that moment when he flies in? I guess that was his apartment when he comes, like he's coming back home, and he gets there. And he's having this serious talk, but in the background, you see the Justice Gang. Those guys are fighting some kind of anomaly out there.
That was
and
awesome.
So it was kind of distracting.
Chaos.
It was kind of funny.
It was chaos.
It was funny in a way, but it's very James Gunn.
Oh, he's got it. They've
got it, and it was very James Gunn.
That.
But I think it would have been nice if they could have had more. If somehow they could have, even if they could have broke away from the joke and had more of an intimate moment between those two, I think that was a missed opportunity. That's what I'm getting at. Is I think sometimes he gets a little too jokey in things, or he keeps the joke a little too long.
I disagree with you, because I feel like that was very intentful, and it was in the background for a reason. And I think when you're watching it, you're like, well, yeah, I see what you're saying,
it's
but
distracting.
It is distracting, because you're looking at it, you're like, what in the heck is that anomaly?
Yeah.
You're kind of thinking that, and then all of a sudden in the dialogue, they speak to it, And it's a relatable thing. Oh no, they've got it. It's
Well,
just
and I'll tell you, even when he like flew in
makes
the
him
window,
more human. Do you know what I mean?
Well-
Even though he's not, but
well,
it's a relatable moment.
I understand what he's trying to do. It's like the world is happening, even though you're going through a crisis. There are still other things going on, right?
It's
And things that need to
chaos.
be taken care of. I understand that. But even in the scene, I don't know, you probably didn't pick up on it this way, but even I was watching it and I saw that weird glow thing in the background. I see Superman come in the window and I'm like, wait a minute, is that like a guard for his house? I mean, I was trying to comprehend what was going on back there before they spoke to it, and then I got it. But, to me, it was kind of distracting. So, I mean, that's what I mean. Sometimes the jokey stuff is good, but it gets a little
I
distracting.
don't think it needed to be a sappy, moment between Lois Lane and Superman. I think that's just how James Gunn is, and
Yeah.
and it was a comedic moment,
Yeah.
little chuckle out of it.
So, so overall, yeah, I think it was cut pretty fast. I don't think it affected the movie. My own opinion here. I don't think it affected the movie so much. I think there could have been. I'm not worried about the runtime on this movie because I think he could have taken a little more time with a couple of things, and I wouldn't have been worried about it. It just seemed like everything was just moving so fast, and it did give you a couple of moments to catch your breath. But I think it would have been okay to do a couple more.
There was, I noticed and I don't know if this is intentful or not, or if he wanted to do a similar scene as with Guardians, but there was a scene in Superman where Mr. Terrific has gone to the camp with Lois Lane. And they play the song, and he does that whole thing with his little orbs,
The force field.
right? And all of a sudden it starts getting each and every single enemy.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of the first Guardians
Oh yeah, for sure.
with the whistle thing and how it,
Arrow. Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was the I would say it was like the same exact intentful scene. So
That's what I mean.
I
That's
thought that was kind of
the
interesting.
movie's very James.
It's very James
Gunn-esque.
Gunn.
Yeah, very James Gunn-esque with the way it was shot, and
Mm-hmm.
that for sure. Yeah, and that scene. I mean, I knew right when they had the force field. I go, oh, here we go, and it's going to be one of those where.
But I loved it.
It worked. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. Lois is protected by this force field, and Mr. Terrific is out there, kicking everybody's butt.
Love Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, because they were trying to get to the portal to this other world, or to this, what was it, In Between Worlds or whatever it's
If
called.
he could have his own show, I would watch it.
Well, I don't
He
know
needs
if
to
I
branch
don't know
out.
if he's in the slate to have his own. I mean, now obviously James Gunn has taken over. He's supposed to do the whole DC universe. This is James Gunn's path now for DC because he's head of that studio, the DC side of it. So it'll be interesting to see.
Good
And-
things to come.
Well, and I will say, listen, might as well mention that. I think Mr. Terrific. I mean, everybody's raving about him, and I agree. He did an amazing. I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, and I'll say this first off: we are normies here. For you, those of you listening to us right now, I don't know any comic book lore. You guys don't for sure know any comic book lore. And because we talked about it earlier.
All I know is a Justice League from when I was a kid.
Yeah,
wearing
from the cartoon, right?
Granimals underoos.
They had the Wonder
That's all I
Twins.
know.
Wonder Twin powers
I only
activate.
know about the Justice League.
Form
That's
of
about it.
bucket of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know. Exactly, that's all I know. So I don't know. I don't know this character, Mr. Terrific. Now I did listen to some reviews before we went and saw it, so that I kind of knew who he was and about him. So I was telling you earlier, I wish they would have kind of maybe explained some of the characters a little more, maybe for people, for the normies that we don't know who these guys are.
Maybe it's coming.
And you said that, well, it gives them a good way for these guys to get involved and to go look them up and to get information about these other characters, right? And maybe read the comics. So maybe it'll be a door open to that. Who's your Millie? Who is your favorite character in this movie? Who did you like? Crypto! Yes, we got to talk about Crypto. Crypto was pretty amazing. Now, apparently this is based off of, I think Crypto's in the comic books, but also it's based on James Gunn's own dog. I don't know, what was his dog's name? Did you guys, I think you saw
I
the
can't
post or
recall.
something. Anyway, but the dog, I mean, for dog lovers, it steals the show. Everybody this dog. I mean, once
It
he came,
warms your heart.
It warms your heart. I mean, we were looking at the dog and saying, "That's our dog."
Genius. James
Yeah.
Gunn is a genius.
Yeah, that's Bailey, huh? That's our dog. So everything that
You
that
had
dog
me
did.
at crypto.
That's one reason why I bought it at the theater too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the dog was amazing. Yeah. What about what did you think? What were some of the performances that you liked, or who was your favorite, Jennifer? Mr. Terrific.
Well, Mr. Terrific is one of my favorites,
Yeah,
but
me
I
too.
think the casting of Lex Luthor was phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Nicholas Hoult, man, that guy is. I mean, he's just in everything, and he's good. He is so good, and he's got such a range that
He's
I
a
think
great
he can
character
play.
actor.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think overall, I don't know if I have a favorite. I would say that I liked getting introduced to this Justice Gang, as they called them, the Justice League. With Nathan Fillion did a great job as Guy Gardner. I mean, I didn't know who this character was, and then I just love him now. And Mr. Terrific.
You want more.
Yeah, you do want more.
You came into this movie, you came into this film, we went to the theater, and I walked away wanting more. How often do you go to a movie wanting more?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, yeah, for
Maybe
sure.
pre-COVID. After COVID, I feel like the whole experience of going to the movies is like meh. And this makes me want more. It brings that spark back.
Well, you know what? I think what there's some of the movies we see, I think, are starting now to get the audiences interested because they're starting to be back at the level they need to be. You know,
Right.
because and we talk about it all the time. And when Jason and I do the podcast, we talk about it about how it's not to go in and pay for a ticket. To go to a movie it's not cheap anymore. You can't go, and see a cheap movie and just every weekend go see a new movie and it's good, it's bad, oh well, no big deal. People are they're being very careful when they're picking their movies, and so it has to be something really good. And I think this is definitely they're on the right track here. I think they've shown there's been quite a few movies that have come out slowly, but that are starting to get the audience excited again about going to the theater.
Give me a reason to go to the theater.
Yeah.
Give me I can't talk right now. You can cut that out.
No, but that's
Give me a reason to go to the theater.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. You need to have a reason to go in there, and I don't know if they'll ever get the audience back. I hope the theaters don't vanish. I don't know if they'll ever be able to capture with streaming and everything else going on. But I think they're on the right track with this. What you being a young person here, Millie, let me ask you this: do you like, as far as since we're talking about just theaters, a little sidetrack here? I mean, would you rather go see a movie in a theater now, or would you say, I'll just stay at home and watch it? I don't care. Either way.
Rather in a theater.
You do?
'Cause
You
there's
okay? You
more,
enjoy it?
like, sound effects and like the shake in the theater.
It's just a different experience, huh?
Yeah,
You
I know
can't
this
get it
is
home.
off topic, but I should have said this earlier, but I think one of you guys said it, or both of you, but I wish they introduced the Justice Gang before.
Oh, like so you knew who they were?
Yeah, because when they came in, I'm like, who are they?
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was saying, right?
Yeah.
That it's like that you kind of get lost for us normies who don't
Yeah.
know all the comic book stuff. We get lost with these characters. It's like, okay, you got Mr. Terrific. Why does he have all this neat stuff? Well, I found out because I listened to other reviews, because he is, this real super smart guy, and he can put all this tech together. And that's why he does this. He doesn't have any superpowers. His superpower, I guess, well, it is just being smart. That's his superpower. And it's not like he can fly or he can do this or he can do that. He just has all these tech
He has
gadgets.
virtual reality.
Kind of like Batman, right? He's got all the gadgets that help him do what he needs to do. He's just a regular guy. But Mr. Terrific's super smart. So we don't know that though. We see him flying around. Whoa, what's this guy flying around? He's got these, little drones or orbs or whatever. What is he doing? What's going on? Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'd be nice if they did do that. Overall, speaking of the cast, we were on the cast. The cast was great. Rachel, what was her name? Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, awesome. I think David Cornsweet, great chemistry between those two. When they were showing previews in the beginning, who they cast, and they had these behind the scenes pics and all this with him, I was like, I'm not sure if he's really Superman material. And you know what? He definitely turned me around.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
What did he do before?
I have no idea. I think he is kind of an unknown. I don't know what he's been on. He's known for The Politician, Look Both Ways, We Own This City.
Don't know.
I have no idea. So he's kind of an unknown, I would imagine. I mean, unknown in the sense of probably just not a very well-known actor out there. And I think he did
Maybe
a great.
that was by design.
Yeah, I think that was he did a great job. I mean, it was amazing. The whole cast. I mean, Jimmy Olsen. I thought it was kind of funny, and I know it was a plot device. You know, him being old, Jimmy Olsen, instead of being kind of just a kind of goofy young guy, he was, you know, this irresistible to women for some reason, right? He had all these women after him. Which is obviously a plot device in there because that's one of the ways that helps Superman and the gang defeat Lex Luthor. Overall, rest of the cast, I mean, like I said, who else did I mention? Guy Gardner, hot girl. Oh, I was going to say a lot of people didn't like her. And I don't know. I don't know her character. I don't know what she is in the comic books, so I had no problems with her. It was funny when she was flying around. She'd do that hawk, you know, she'd do that hawk noise, caw or whatever. I just kept thinking of Cobra Kai. Remember when a hawk would do all the moves, and you'd hear that, wah, you hear that bird every time he did his karate moves. That's all I kept thinking. But anyway.
Now, like when I was a little girl, and I'm talking about the little animated series back in the 80s, Justice League to me, and I think we kind of touched on it, was Aquaman, the Wonder Twins, Wonder Woman, like
Batman, Superman.
Yeah, I don't remember any of these guys, but again, I
think Green Lantern was in there too.
We're not privy of the comics.
Yeah. That's why, going back to what we said, I just wish they took a little bit of time and explained who the Justice Gang were, Justice League.
I think it's coming. I think there's a master plan. I don't know. We need to dive into
sure.
Gunn's his IMDb and see what kind of projects he has on the horizon.
Here's the thing you got to be careful of, I think, in my opinion, because it happened with Marvel. And I think what people are, it was okay to watch all those movies, those Marvel movies, to set up the big end game and all that. But I think people don't have that time, and they don't want to invest in that because, Disney kind of messed that up with all these other TV shows. And it's like you have to watch this show to know what's going on in the next show and to know what's going on in the next show. Mm-hmm. So I think that they have to be careful and not try to lead us. Yeah, not try to lead us like, well, if you want to know who these guys are, you got to watch this show, and then you got to watch this other show and that other show. I don't think people want to mess with that right now anymore. Because of the way that Disney's, it's kind of a letdown sometimes because these shows don't hold up to the, the standards of the public. Mm-hmm. I think, speaking of the next coming out, though, I think there is supposed to be a Supergirl movie coming out, so that'll be interesting. Now,
that was the end of the film.
She was in the end of this film, which kind of seems interesting. A lot of people had a problem, thought that Superman, he couldn't have his moment because she came in and she said, oh, thanks for watching my dog, blank. Remember when she told him that?
To me, that was a lead off. That was a preview of what's to come.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had a problem saying that, it's like Superman couldn't be the man, have his moment. It was like he was always beaten on and, the whole movie, and he finally had his moment. I didn't take it that way, to be honest. At the end of it, it seemed like it was just family. Like, okay, some family you can choose, some you can't. Because that was kind of the message in this. Now, I will say this real quick. I said, because of what they did with Superman's real dad, Jor-El, and they made his family say, you need to take over Earth, basically, and be a king and be a lord and rule over these people. It kind of, that breaks lore, I heard. Like I said, I'm a normie, but what I hear is that breaks lore, and a lot of people are upset about that. And then it kind of switched it to where Ma and Pa Kent became, now his only true family. And I kind of had a problem with that. I thought, you know what? I didn't like. I know they used it as a plot point to move the story with Jor-El saying, take over, and that's why the public turned on him. But I just had a problem with that. I just didn't like how they did that. So I wish he would have found a different way to do that, because I think if the bottom line and the message was family, and he had a good scene with Ma and Pa Kent, Superman did. And if the message is family, they could have had both of his family in there. Like, some family you lose, some family you gain, and you need to everyone is precious. Anyway, I'm sorry. What was your point on that one, Jennifer? With the family.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Superman was portrayed as, not a narcissist, doesn't think about himself. He thinks about others. And I think that was totally by design. He wants to compliment other people. And the message is to be kind.
I think it did. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it did come away with a good message. What do you think, Millie? Like Superman, he's for truth and justice, and in this they didn't
Absolutely.
say the American way, but it's supposed to be the human way or something. But did you feel like Superman, as far as a character, right? Is he pretty self-sacrificing? He would give up. They had a couple of good scenes, right, where remember the lady in the car that was going to get crushed by the building, and he held up the building, and the girl that was going to get, when all those cylinders were coming at that girl after that explosion or whatever, and he like wrapped that girl up. I know your favorite part was when he saved the squirrel.
No.
No, you didn't like that. I mean, he even saved a little squirrel.
And I should have said this before again, but I totally just got reminded of her. The character that also did a really good job was, I guess, Lex Luthor's girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
I
you liked her.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was like really dramatic.
And she played. It was good because she played kind of the ditzy girl, right?
Yeah.
The pretty ditzy girl. But
What is her character's name? Can you check?
it's Mrs. Tishmacher.
That's right.
Yeah. And but she actually played. It was kind of cool because she actually did something. They found out that she was not so ditzy after all, huh? That she actually ended up saving them because they found out the real Lex Luthor's real plot to take over the world, huh? Mm-hmm. And they found out in her selfies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, it was very cool how they did that. I like that. Mm-hmm. Couple more things before we go. I just want to say that here's a couple of things that I did have a problem with. I wasn't too excited about the war. I know it had to be a plot point. I don't know. To me, it just didn't. In the movie, I was like, I don't know. It seemed kind of out of these two countries, and I don't know. I wasn't too excited about that.
It was off topic.
I don't know how you guys thought. Sorry for the bangings. That's our crypto here. That's
Was
our
that
dog
supposed to be
using her
like-
superpowers.
Was
her
that supposed to be
super tail.
like Russia and Ukraine? Like I don't know. Without being
Yeah,
political.
I don't. I know. It kind of seemed like I understand it was like a little plot moving point, but I was like, do we really need this in here?
They could have put something else.
Yeah. And the other thing I'll say is that it was kind of funny how they had those Twitter monkeys or whatever in that world in between that I guess was sending all those negative messages.
They were internet trolls.
Internet trolls, yeah, and they were all and they were literally monkeys that were hooked up to computers. And I think,
basically, they were gaslighting us.
and I think that was James Gunn's way of getting back at when he got canceled. Remember, he got canceled back in.
I remember that,
Yeah,
like a few
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, he got canceled.
He's
so,
like, "I'll show you."
Yeah.
And he is.
So that was kind of a weird. That was kind of a weird thing to happen, but okay, whatever. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Overall, I mean, you guys. We all enjoyed it. I think it's a really good family movie, great family movie. I don't even know, what was the rating on that? Was it PG? I think.
I'm sure it was PG.
No. It
What?
seems like it
PG-13?
was PG-13.
Maybe
yeah.
it was PG-13.
Yeah,
Was
it seems
it?
like it was PG-13, not PG.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it seems like it was.
All right, I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's see. Does it say right there? How would you rate it? No, I don't want to. Don't prompt me to rate things. Come on. What does it say right there?
It's
what
right on the
rated?
top, PG-13.
Oh, I wonder why they rated it PG-13. That's interesting.
Dad,
Honey, they said a lot. They said
they said a lot
the
of bad
S word.
words.
They said some bad words. That's
said
it.
bad
Yeah.
words.
They
Oh.
did.
And there were other
There was
parts.
kissing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'll say. That's one thing. At least they got some good old fashioned kissing in this movie, and it's not just like let's touch our forehead
It
together.
looked a little more than a stage kiss. Yeah.
Well, there might be some chemistry there. Hey,
know.
good for them. Good for them. Yeah, I think James Gunn did a good job overall. I have like I said, my complaints are minor. I think the film is definitely worth seeing in the theater. Any last thoughts before we go here? You guys want to?
I hope they make another part of it.
You hope like Superman 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
We gotta check his credits.
I hope this guy. I hope this guy can. I hope they can carry it
Yeah.
out because I'm tired of kind of going through these Supermans all the time. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, we
Getting-
went.
yeah, getting
Henry
your heart
Cavill.
broken.
I thought was a great Superman, but I just didn't care for Zack Snyder's
The storytelling.
Yeah, I didn't care for the storytelling so much, but you know, he didn't really get a chance. I could see this and this younger version of Superman. I do like it. Maybe that they will build on and do other stories. What are you looking at?
No, I think it was his dog because, like, on the little show there, it showed, like,
It's a little hit James Gunn. It's a little gray dog
yeah,
that
see?
looks like.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, I
not.
think-
That's
oh,
not the dog.
No,
but-
that's not the dog. No, she's looking at a video here that popped
No.
up as we're talking
I
on
think
the
it's
computer.
on his Instagram where he shows like a little gray dog that
Yeah.
has a little floppy ear.
That looked like Crypto. The only difference
Right.
was Crypto was white. I mean, it's the same kind of length of hair and stuff. And the
I
same,
think there was a couple of dogs that played the role as
Yeah.
Crypto, but obviously they did CGI because the Crypto apparently he's able to fly and picks up other
Yeah, I don't think they can
beings
teach a
and-
dog to
and-
do that. They can't. No.
and flops them around.
I don't care
It's
how many
pretty funny.
treats you give a dog. You can't teach him to fly, right? I don't know. We'll try
We
to
had
give.
to do some CGI magic.
We'll try with our Crypto here in studio and see if we can get her to do something.
What was
Right now I'm petting her.
What was a funny part was when Crypto was in like this like pet store and he was eating all
yeah.
the pet treats.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Well, it was so funny because when Superman got back to the Fortress of Solitude, and then he notices it's all tore up, and he's all Crypto. He's all because he knows the dog did it, right? And
Oh,
all-
there was some like leave it.
Yeah, there was a
The
lot
commands.
of that.
That was
Yeah,
pretty funny.
Yeah, and the thing was, it was kind of cool. Crypto didn't have to be. Crypto was a good part of the movie, but didn't overwhelm the movie. Didn't become about Crypto, but he showed up when he needed to, and then he kind of went away when he needed
what's
to.
interesting is that the end credit that we stayed for, and I believe there was just one end credit. If there was two, please
missed
let
it.
us know. We missed it.
Yeah,
But
leave in the comments
the
if there
end
were
credit,
two.
the end credit was a small little snippet of
Yeah.
Superman with Crypto with their backs faced the camera, and it was just a little sweet. It was the end credit was a sweet little moment.
It
at
was
the end
when
of the
Crypto
credits.
gave Superman a hug. And we're
So
like,
maybe we're gonna see more of Crypto. So
I hope so. I
do.
hope so.
And I wished a little bit that there were two little after movie scenes at the end.
Oh, you just want a
where
little bit more.
I wish they put the cousin
Yeah,
in the
Supergirl.
end.
Okay.
Supergirl,
Like they would have ended the
one of
movie and then
end.
have her come in as an end credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like-
think they should have done that.
Yeah. Like it would have been more like not funny, but I don't know the word, but
Because that's what I was saying. I think too, if they would, I agree with you, and I made that comment earlier. I think they should have just ended it with Superman, being on the high of, of course, Superman wins the day, and then the end credit scene could have been his cousin coming in, Supergirl coming in.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, typically the end credit is a continuation of what's to come. It's a little.
Well, and there's supposed to be a Supergirl movie, so
clearly we're going to see more of Crypto and we're going to see more of Supergirl. So they kind of alluded
yeah,
to that.
yeah, that's why I wish they would have put that in the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think they should have, yeah. Well, all right, guys. That's going to do it for us. Like I said, I gave it a 7. What'd you give it, Jennifer?
9.
You gave it a 9. Millie gave it a 10. 10 out of 10. So, all right, guys.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. It's definitely worth it. All right. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Do you want me to say anything, Bailey? Crypto? Oh, she's yawning. All right.